Hello guys, good morning. I'm gonna do the market open update starting with the 4-hour time frame. Remember that yesterday I opened a new position at 77.5. I published that on my Patreon at the time I was doing it, explaining what is the idea behind. And I also published that later on a video to make sure that everybody is aware and that is fully public. And since then, the price has done a positive move. And now I want to talk about what I'm thinking about this position. Where am I thinking to take profits, and whether I think there is still more downside from here. And remember that the context of this position is a swing trade. Therefore, we need to look for where to take profits, particularly in this climate and this trend, which is a downtrend at the moment. Of course, it makes a lot of sense. I'm also running some shorts, and those shorts, I don't like disclosing them because then people tend to get wrecked in the wrong direction, and shorts are a lot more challenging for beginners. Then I have to be dealing with that, so I hope you understand. On Patreon, I might share every now and then 1 or 2 shorts, but I don't think it's gonna be the core of the offering. Anyways, let's see the 4-hour. We are into this squeeze. We can see on the RSI what is our range from top to bottom, and we can see that we're getting closer to that potential bottom. I also left yesterday 2 potential outcomes from here. The first outcome is the positive one. The bullish one is if we form in here a double bottom formation and we broke out from around 38, 39 on the RSI. I don't know if that's going to be the outcome, but I can live with that, right? So I have a small position now, and if we break from here, I'm happy, and I'm targeting profits around this area. If we break down like this and we form a double bottom at the very low end of the range on the 4-hour, and then from there we break out, I'm also happy. If that happens, I need to add to my position. So that is pretty much it, right? In this area in here, we also visualize what happened the previous time we did that. At these levels, we were still at higher prices, but on the second consecutive bullish divergence at around 21, we bottom at 79, and then we have a rally into 94.8K, and that was the deal. Unfortunately, the second order, the one at 79, I had it at 78, I think, 78.5 at that time, and it couldn't get filled. So now, hopefully, if we go lower, I fill my second order, and then we rally with that, even if it's a dead cat bounce. Okay, so that is the plan on the 4-hour. You can also see that we have an ABC wave on the price. That is the yellow line that you are seeing there. And I also have apologies for all the BC chart, but you can see that there is a Fibonacci retracement, and we have achieved the extension of 1. That one is in gray there, and in blue there is the 1618, which could be where we're heading if we lose that support and we follow the white line trajectory in here. It's basically reaching the bottom end of the 4-hour on the RSI. Let's go to the daily very quickly. Let's see how are we doing with this bounce from 77K. Let's see if we have done something positive. We're still not breaking out on the daily. Of course, it's been intense downtrend, and you can see that we pinch even the bottom support, the red line in there, and we are still trapped in this triangle. The difference is in here we lost the red line and we claim it back. Thanks to the Trump pump, we went all the way to 52. That is a rejection, and now we are holding 31. If there is a breakdown in here, or if there is further lower levels in there, the price could continue to the downside and remain inside that triangle. We are going to monitor when we exit from this top. I also wanted to say that we have had plenty of bearish crosses on the MACD daily. You can see in here, first one, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth consecutive bearish crosses on the MACD. So hopefully after this one we are done. We were hoping that this was gonna be, but that is a very shallow one. This is much deeper into the 3000. Consider that we are coming from an area where we were at 6000. So going into 3000, now it's within the range, right? Bottoming at just 1000 was a little bit too optimistic in my opinion. And let's skip now to the CME gaps because I want to see how far we are getting from filling CME gaps. And now we are at a price on Binance of 80.4. And if we wanted to fill the gaps at the top, we need to get into 84 to 86.5. So that is not very far. And I think as we get closer to those prices, I'm going to be thinking on taking profits. Right? I'm going to challenge that idea. I'm going to have an argument with myself whether that is the right thing to do or if I'm just going to reduce or, that is going to be based on what's going on with the 4 hour. But that's why you're subscribed, because I'm going to share all my trains of thoughts. And if I take a decision, time sensitive, I'm going to share it in social media, Telegram, Instagram, Twitter. And of course, Patreon members are always going to be the first ones, the ones that get the heads up. I might take profits here, and then I took profits and all of that. Let's go now into the data. Let me see the rest of the charts, starting with High Block Capital. Why hyper? No, it's not hyper. Anyways, in here you can see that the green signal of excessive bidding this time has bounced the price from 77,500 to 88,500. Sorry, 88.80. And at the moment there's an increased level of ask, so there is now an argument whether they want to push us to 70k. We will see what happens. It's impossible to tell just from this if this is gonna bounce. The last time, though, I can tell you that we had around the same amount. So we have two levels that weren't beyond 0.2. One went to 0.29. That was quite nice. But here we had three levels that were 0.2. So maybe that compensates for enough bid sustain to hold the price. I don't know if we're going to bounce right from here or if we're going to do it from lower. That's why there is that plan in place. Let's continue with the rest of the data of the order book that matters. We are in negative funding rates, at least we were a few minutes ago. We are still around the negative, it's still in red, and we still have a lot of longs from global accounts that in this area before around the 28 marked the previous bottom. That also was a nice bounce, and now at the moment we have those longs in our favor. We are in extreme fear. That's another signal, and there is not excessive leverage neither from longs or from shorts. There's been some shakeouts, so we have cleared the longs at the moment. And let's go and see the delta liquidations. We are at around 600k, still putting the shorts in higher risk. That can increase up to around 1 million if we go to 70k, 71, and we bounce from there. That's where I place my next orders. Remember that gets very close to the previous all-time high, so that is going to definitely make a lot of people think about that being the bottom and entering there. That could be the second order. I think that is a beautiful one. Let's see how it plays out. And I wanted to show you liquidation levels. So on trading different, 87k is heavier than the rest. Then there is a continuous below the 87 towards the low 80s, and on the upper end there is the 92. I will say that that's a stretch because we already got a rejection on 92,500, and to get there we really want a narrative, something really strong that can push us there. If nothing changes, the trend is still down. okay? And that means that our next stop should, in theory, be below 92,500. That could be 91, it could be, 88. Hopefully we get there. We are now in the money, so hopefully we can get to those levels. But I think it's too optimistic, the 92,500. I'm not saying we cannot put, a decent high and break the trend, go sideways, do all of those things. But I'm saying that we need to look into the data to confirm those things. We cannot take them for granted and now say, oh, my limit order is at 95K. I'm just going to take holidays and see what happens. I think that will be really stupid. Anyways, looking at liquidations, in here you can see on CoinGlass as well that the 1 month has been taken. Okay, so you can see it there. There's just a tiny bit below 70 something. So if we want to go for 70K, we need to take now longer span of liquidation, not just 1 month. We probably need to go to 6 months. I'll have to see. Anyways, this is just the short update. As you can see, it's not short as usual. I'm gonna do a longer video later. Probably I'm gonna cover all coins because I haven't. I need to check how many levels and how many calls we got right, how many we got wrong. And then of course, with full honesty and open, I'm gonna share all of that with you guys and possibly learn something new, hopefully. See you on the next one. Hit the like, subscribe, write down a comment down below. That is the way that you support this channel. That's the way that we continue growing strong. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.